Well, Rob, we'll start with some housekeeping and the excellent news that Tom Lockyer is back in the squad.
Yeah, it's great news, isn't it? We all watched the events unfold on the playoff final day, and a bit upsetting, disturbing to watch at the time, but thankfully he's got the all clear and he's back playing in the Premiership, so it's a great story.
He'll of course be a massive boost in that dressing room, but also he gives you a really good option in that defence, Rob.
Well, he does, and that's what you ask for. You want strength and depth, you want players playing at club level. He's now, helped the team get promoted, and it's been an incredible journey for them and a story, but for himself as well. So to be playing in the Premiership, it gives me a nice headache.
One key player that's missing is Dan James. Do we know how serious his abductor injury is at the moment?
Yeah, we've got the results of the scan, and it could be about 3 weeks, which unfortunately rules him out of this camp. So there's no point in pushing him and getting him to train for one day maybe before the game, and ourselves, we wouldn't do that to the player, and the club wouldn't want that either. So unfortunately he's out, which is a shame, but like we've always said, it gives others an opportunity to step up.
Like Josh Sheehan, who makes a return to the squad for the first time since 2021. What's the thinking behind that, and what can he bring to this Wales side? Yeah,
well, Josh is a different position to DJ, so it's not a replacement for DJ. Dylan Levitt was also in the squad, and he's had to pull out through injury, unfortunately. And so Josh is a replacement for Dylan. So we're short with centre midfielders, and we've got Joe Morel, who's suspended as well. So albeit he's in the squad for the first game, the friendly, which I'll need for numbers, but for the Latvia game, unfortunately he's not eligible to play. So Josh will come in as cover for that as well. So he'll be we'll have Ethan, who's playing really well at the minute at Leeds, and young JJ, who's in the squad, but Josh was an addition for the centre midfield role as well. Yeah.
You've mentioned Joe, suspension for him and Kiefer Moore as well. I know quite a bit of time has passed now, but is there still a bit of a sense of frustration with the red cards?
Well, yeah, because it's not just the impact it had. Kiefer's was late on in the game, and the game was done anyway, but it's the impact it has now. Kiefer was the one who scored the goal against Latvia at home, so to have him from that point of view as well would have been great for us. So it's the knock-on effect it has after that. So it will be addressed. We will have a chat about it, and assure that we try to limit the amount of red cards that we have. To win games at this level, you need 11 players on the pitch on it.
I want to touch on Brennan Johnson. He's being heavily linked with a move away from Nottingham Forest at the moment, most notably Spurs, like another young Welsh forward back in the day. What do you make of Brennan's situation at the moment?
Well, I think as a young player, you need to try to stay focused on his game on the weekend now for Nottingham Forest, and he's going to meet up on camp with us. It's easy for me to say that. I know he's got a good support network around him, and his dad, I played against his dad. I know his dad would have been through that as a player, so he'll be getting some good advice anyway. But you can't help but be distracted. September camp, with the window closing, is not a great camp for me anyway. We've had it the last couple of Septembers now, where players have been distracted, not being able to come because of keeping their passports and having to fly abroad to sort deals out. And it is a bit distracting, but I think Brennan, with the support network he's got around him, will deal with it quite well. But look, it's great, isn't it, to be linked with top clubs, and that's what you want as a young player. You want to play at the top level. You want to be the best player you can, and whether he stays at Forest or moves on, he'll be playing in the Premiership.
4 keepers in the squad, Rob. Sadly, none of them are getting first-team football at the moment. You've never been blessed with a squad of players playing regularly, but in terms of the goalkeeping position, how frustrating is that for you, and how much harder does that make your job?
Yeah, well, of course it makes it harder. Ironically, the outfield players have never been in such a stronger position. I think it's the first camp we've had where the majority are, probably 6 or 7 of potential starters are playing at club level. We've never had that before. But the goalkeepers aren't. So Wardy's got his situation at Leicester. I'd like to see him get out and play games from a selfish point of view. Wayne's off the back of surgery on his knee. And then you've got Davo at Sheffield United not playing, and Kingy who's gone to Wolves, which is a great move for him, but again not playing at the level we want him to yet. So frustrating, but it's something we can't really influence now, Shauna. We've just got to get on with it and pick a keeper that's going to play well for us.
Looking ahead to these 2 games, Rob, have you felt any additional pressure picking this squad, considering our current position in the group and what a defeat to Latvia could mean in terms of qualifying for Germany?
I don't think I've ever been in a position where I've picked the squad for that type of game or team. So the squad is the squad, and if we have the odd changes because of suspensions or injuries, we've got probably a pool of about 28 to 30 players that we can select from. barring injuries and suspensions, it depletes then down to, what have we got at the minute, 24, maybe 23. It's a big game for us. Every game's a big game for us. Did we forecast the results in June? No, we knew Turkey away was going to be a tough result. We didn't see the Armenia at home result coming. That was a bit of a hard one to take. But it's about us now getting back on track, and yeah, the friendly's there for us, but we've got to be sympathetic with the friendly, and one eye's always on Latvia. That's the most important game for us, and it's about bouncing back, getting 3 points against Latvia and putting us back on track.
Yeah, you've said that now it's all about Latfia. Following the disappointment in the last 2 games, can we expect any changes in approach or personnel or anything, Rob?
We'll have a look at it. Yeah, we're going to get everybody on board on Sunday in the camp, and then we'll go through, because we've got another game to play. Unfortunately, we've got to wait until the final whistle goes on the weekend's games of football, and get everybody on camp, and then we'll have an idea of what we're going to do, what we're going to play, who we're going to play in both games, because there's got to be a plan. We've already got an idea of what we're going to do in the first game, who needs minutes, what we're going to play, but it's always, like I said, Shauna, with one eye on Latvia.
You said you take full responsibility for the plight at the moment, but in terms of the players, Rob, what would you like to see from them in this camp?
Like they've always done, a reaction. So after the World Cup, after the disappointment, the first game was against Croatia, and we give more than a positive performance. That's what I said. If anybody wants to question the changing room or question the attitude of the players, then the Croatia game is a reference. We've still got that in the changing room, so we're gonna need that again in abundance and a positive reaction. We're not miles off it, Sean. We're not. We fell far well below the standards that we've set against Armenia, and when you do that, you get found out. So it's about getting back to the standards that we set against Croatia and Latvia at home.
Just last couple, you've called for patience amongst the supporters. What would your message be to them going into the Latvia game, especially?
Yeah, together stronger again. We're all together. We're all frustrated. We're all disappointed with the summer's results. And I think that goes because of the success we've had in the last couple of years. Expectations have gone from there to there. We're all expected now to just win games of football. And yeah, of course we are. We were expected to beat Armenia. We all thought we were going to get a positive result. So, no, let's all stick together and make sure that we get a positive result in Latvia.
Finally, Rob, as far as interview backdrops go, this one isn't too bad. How's your experience of Glanllyn been? Yeah, fantastic. We come up last night, stayed in a nice hotel just on the corner in Bala. But it's us giving something back to the supporters again. We'll do the travelling, and we appreciate that a lot of our supporters come from this area, and they have to show that commitment and come down to Cardiff and watch us play. So if we can come up, and it's not a hardship, is it, when you look at the backdrop? The unfortunate thing is I've got to go paddleboarding in about half an hour. Are we going to see you on a paddleboard? Well, and we're going to make sure the cameras are gone before that happens. Rob, diolch yn fawr. Diolch yn fawr.